Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randal Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
All right, we're good. Welcome, Married AF, son. How are you? Uncle Randy here. That's my wife over there. That is Brooke Fowler.
I don't have a cool,
Brooke All the Smoke Fowler. That
the
was her
one.
name before I
That's
knew there
the
was an
one.
All the Smoke bat.
I know. I need to start playing softball so I can have that bat.
It's a good one.
I hid my beer.
I'm looking into that bat for show.
The all-white one was cool, too.
So welcome to the show, sons.
Yeah.
Probably recognize that I was on here late last night also with the Young Rascals. They're wearing Uncle Randy out, sons. They are high energy, go all day young men.
Well, a couple of them just graduated high school yesterday.
Man, that really hurt. I went around the horn and asked their years of graduation.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Some of them 2015, sons.
2015. That was the other day.
Yeah, and I'd given one of them a beer. Me and Brooke had to do the math. Like, did I break the law? Are they of age?
It's hard to calculate quickly. You graduated high school in 2015. Like, my brain takes a second, but that would make him born in the 1900s still. So that means he's 21, at least.
It's rascally. Listen, you guys see the Rokas, all right? We've done this before. Most of you aren't big enough winners to buy these shades. That's fine. You want to buy their off-brand. You want to go cheap. You want the knockoffs.
I really wish somebody would buy some Rokas with the code Barbara20 and save 20%.
All day, sons. If you want to be winners, but most people don't want to be winners. That's fine.
Can't handle it.
Yeah, speaking of winners, we might as well go ahead and talk about this now. We've got the big Gary Lamb sit-down coming soon. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun. Gary, Uncle Randy, Brooke, we're going to sit here.
I am included.
Drink. Of course you're included. You're on the show.
I don't know, man.
It's your show and my show.
But it's just Uncle Randy and Gary, everything that's been...
Well, that's because we're the two guys with wieners and testosterone.
Okay. I'm trying not to eat these M&Ms in the microphone. I had half a root canal today. I deserve some candy.
Gary's a beast here in Canton, in the state. He's well known. He's a fellow champion. Believes in himself. He gets shit done. Mm-hmm. He's been kicked in the balls by life. And just like Uncle Randy we all have, if you're worth a squirt of piss. But how do you react? We're going to get down to that. We're going to talk all that good shit with Gary.
I honestly didn't know he had his hand in so much shit around. I knew the wrestling thing, obviously, because we went to it with Rick. But, I honestly didn't know he was, had so much to do with the mill and, some of these events that, that Unwind Wednesday that was happening tonight. That's his event.
So was the Easter egg hunt that we went to.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you give him the feedback they need more than one food truck?
No, we'll talk about that.
I'll do that when he's here.
We're going to talk about how
that's great event. Tons of people were there. It was awesome. Got to have more than one food truck.
Well, that's why we can talk to him. We can see, is there reasons for that? What is that?
Yeah.
Either way, it was the best food truck I've had.
It was awesome. What was it? It was like a barbecue burrito?
Yes.
Shit.
A barbecue place, but they made a burrito that just makes you shit your pants. In a good
way. Yeah, that's not a good review, but...
No. So anyway, I also want to talk about... I want to get this just straight off the bat. Boom.
Okay.
Georgia.
Oh, Jesus.
Get right about it. Georgia losing a baseball all-star game. They pulled the all-star game from Atlanta for this year in baseball. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about baseball is my point. Major League, especially now after that, I don't give a shit anyway.
It's something to do with the vaccine passport? Is that what it is? Or what is it?
It's about the new voting laws.
Oh, I don't get it. You have to have an ID to vote? You've always had to have an ID to vote.
They want you to have an ID.
How dare they?
And they just put some other supporting things in that make it a more secure process, also harder to cheat if someone were to cheat. Either way, the laws are still not as stringent as they are in Delaware, which is our president's home state. And our president on TV called the new Georgia laws Jim Crow laws. So what does that
It
make
doesn't
Delaware?
say if you're black, you can't. You
Powerful
have,
Chris Wutzke in the house from
Isn't it
hashtag
like-
no offense.
Isn't it like everybody
Isn't what everybody?
that you have to have an ID and like the law?
Yeah, but they look at it as suppressing. It's very patronizing to me. It's very condescending and patronizing to minorities of all kinds. I think it's the most patronizing shit I've ever heard when they pretend that minorities can't do their own shit. They are just as capable, smart as all. We're all equally.
So you're saying the people that are against the law, against the passing of the law,
Yeah, they pretend like that the
they're
law.
like, how do you expect these poor people?
Yeah, it's like Joe Biden
get an ID.
when he was talking about that something in one of his ramblings. He does it all the time. It's just very condescending, if in my opinion, to minorities. I don't like that shit. I think it's ridiculous. And here's what's even worse. So Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, is 52% African American. All right. So they pull the All-Star game, and this is their theory. Major League Baseball pulls it because these new voter laws are suppressive, blah, 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 Jim Crow. So they pull an All-Star event from a city that's 52% black, and they send it to a city, Denver, that's 10% black. So they shit all over the other 42% of blacks who have small businesses that would have reaped the benefits of an all-star game, the supporting businesses. Shit on them. Let's send it to Whitey Town.
Yeah, because
It
how many
makes no fucking sense.
Because you got to think about all the small business owners that are
There's a lot of them.
color and in Atlanta that would have benefited. All the little restaurants and shit. It's fucking
Everything.
dumb.
All the way down to the guys that work at the parking lots to get you to pull in. They lose.
The
Everyone
ballpark
loses.
is in Smyrna.
Yes. I'm talking about the city of Atlanta, though. Losing
Right.
the hotel bookings and all the
I'm just
shit.
saying the game is in Trust, whatever the fuck it's called now, not SunTrust, but Truist Field that's in Smyrna.
Yeah,
But-
right on the little bubble of the downtown. But where's everybody?
It's right
gonna
on the
stay?
perimeter, but like, yeah, I'm just saying.
No, it's terrible for the whole economy of the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia, and it makes no sense to take it and then send it to Denver, Colorado, where there's 8 black people.
Whitey white town.
It's so contradictory. It's a total microcosm of how we do shit in this country now. It's fucking ass backwards.
That's a good perspective. Wutzke likes your shirt.
I saw that because he's a winner too. He would wear this shirt. I guarantee you.
You got
he
that.
might have this
He
shirt.
might. It's Izod. We got that at like Ross or Marshall's or something a couple years ago. It's TJ Maxx, something like
TJ
that. One of those.
Connor picked it out.
He did. He absolutely
For the
did.
beach.
We were
1
getting.
year ago. It was before our
Oh
beach
God,
trip.
it was 1 year ago. Yeah, because we were getting him a couple outfits for the beach too. Wow. Jeez.
So I've had people reaching out wanting to know, since wanted me to do it when I'm not on with the young guys from the team, how I feel I'm doing, so I don't have to lie like in front of the young guys or anything. And I'm not lying. I'm doing fine. Doing good. Healthy. Haven't gotten severely injured yet.
Because all you're doing is hitting,
I've hit one bomb that counted because we only get 2 a game. Holding my own. I am 60 and they are 20. But they are also all, when you realize these younger cats, like you just got to give them a nudge and they just take off running. Like Marshall's good at podcasting already. Took him 1 week. He's pretty good. He's getting it. Character development he has is astonishing.
Yeah, y'all are. I mean, and you sit here and shoot the shit for 2+ hours, and I don't know. I think it's maybe because you have multiple people up in here too. There were 6 people in this room last night. That's a lot. This is not that big of a room.
Oh, we got people wanting to come and sit in for the Gary Lamb interview. They were like, "Can we just sit in the room?"
Well, Tara said that, and then
So did John Little.
Fire Marshal Bill was like, "You don't want to do that. It's hotter than Hades in there."
Well, he's talking about when Shay's up here and James and they're just blowing hot air everywhere. Mm-hmm. Rascal, Silvertown, son.
For some reason, they're dragons.
Yes, they are. The natter days makes it very terrible to deal with. What else did I have on here I wanted to touch on early? Oh, first things first. Can we vote? Gwyneth Paltrow's the worst. Just flat out.
Gwyneth Paltrow was canceled in my head years ago. She just fucking flew off the reservation.
Yeah, when she did the apple for her kid.
I think when her and Chris Martin split up, it was when she really took a dive for me. And Apple is their kid together. Can you do that not on the microphone?
Yeah, but here's the deal with her. You know about when she released her vagina candle, her scented candle that smelled like her vagina? She says.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Well, she just released a candle that is supposed to smell like Kim Kardashian's orgasm.
What?
I don't know. And what, dude, she just has it dialed into some creepy little group of guys that are like, oh, God, yes.
And yeah, okay.
It's ridiculous.
What are the... What does an orgasm smell like?
I don't know. I'm not going to buy one of her fucking
candles.
I'm just saying, like,
what?
Like $80. It's a racket of all rackets. That's not a Ponzi scheme. Nothing is.
For something that you literally set on fire.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. They're full of shit. If it smells like a candle, guess what? That's not what no vagina smells like on planet Earth.
No. And it's just so dumb. So dumb. It's working for her, though, obviously. Somebody's buying that shit.
No, there's a lot of lonely, middle-aged housewives in this world.
Husbands?
No, housewives. They're the ones that tune into her dumbass blog, Boopity Tits or whatever.
Goop.
Goopity. I mean, God. Somebody do something with her, please. Gwyneth Paltrow, for God's sake.
Stop buying her shit. Don't buy her vagina orgasm-smelling products. That's not necessary.
Well, this one hurts, sons. I'm sure y'all probably all heard about DMX.
Is he dead yet?
Not declared dead. Not medically. Okay. He's on life support in a coma.
He overdosed on what?
He OD'd and then he had a heart attack.
Because he's been doing hard drugs for so many years. His heart is probably
he's had
not in the best shape.
He's had a crack addiction.
That's
cocaine.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you just listen to him rap. You know he's on cocaine. But I love some fucking DMX. He is underrated. One of the best ever.
I would not say that, but okay.
He is one of the best. I'll fight people for it. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. Put that up today. Still bangs. Still bringing heat. Chris Wutsky, tell me if I'm lying. I trust Wutsky's musical taste over most people on Earth.
He overdosed on awesome.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I like DMX, and it reminds me of some good times. I just don't know if I would say he's one of the best, in my opinion.
Boy, did we have some times to the DMX days, just being obliterated drunk.
Yeah, I know.
Just beyond the stratosphere of life. Mm-hmm. Is there any way I can get you to do me a favor?
I'm not going anywhere.
I need something to blow my nose. I can feel it like coming in. I feel like Griffin, like you can hear it going in and out. And if I have to get up and go do it, it might hurt my back, could fall, may never come back.
What, you're going to blow your nose on on the mic?
I'll kick over.
Sure you will.
All right, well, I'll go. If you want me to go do it, I'll do it.
No, I'll go fucking do it because I'm closer to the door.
God, you're such a good wife. Thank you. Thank you. I got to get it out, sons. I got to get it out. Yeah, but DMX, man, people are just, these young cats, I don't think they get it. They need to listen. They need to go back. Not only listen, you need to let it marinate. All right, excuse me while I get this out of my nose. Oh, yeah. Much better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, these young guys just haven't heard it. They don't know. They don't know the realness, the pain in DMX, all right? The pain. He's rapped about it. He's the only guy that could rap about murdering somebody and then end the song in prayer. in one of his
I
crazy
don't know, I feel
prayers.
like that's a lot of rap songs.
No, but you mean it. Like you'll go
Okay.
to both ends with DMX. He's the only one.
Okay.
See, even Robert,
I know. Shut
he
up.
knows.
Didn't he fight pit bulls?
DMX?
Yeah.
I think he did have fighting dogs,
Yeah, so fuck him.
but he was part of Rough Riders.
Right in his face.
Yeah, Matt Carney is a Rough Rider. You see him out there on the four-wheelers. He definitely should have been a Rough Rider.
Oh, I think when DMX is, I don't think it was referring to four-wheelers
It was.
back then.
Yeah, even all them in the Rough Riders anthem. They're
Really?
all pulling up on bikes and four-wheelers. And Rough Riders showed up at his vigil at the hospital yesterday. The actual biker
So
club.
he's alive. They had a vigil for him?
Yeah, and they were doing brain activity tests today, and they haven't released it. I mean, everything says he's like pretty much a vegetable.
So they just...
You want to pour you this one instead of this one?
Yeah. So they just have to, like, whoever his next of kin is has to, like, make the decision to
Yeah, they're all there with
keep
him.
him on life support. Is he married?
I mean, he's got a lot of, like 1,000 kids.
Right, but with different women.
Yeah, and they're going to have to... No family's going to make that decision until they get the studies back about the brain activity.
Right.
Because if he's still in there making hits in his brains, then they're not going to put him down.
Making it.
But if he's out,
When was the last time he put out any kind of album?
it doesn't matter. All I got to do is throw on Flesh of My Flesh, sons.
That was in 1995.
Greatest shit ever.
Was it 95?
All right, we're going to do this to DMX, sons.
All right.
All right?
Cheers to
To
DMX.
X. Always, sons. Always. Yeah, so I went golfing with Brooke's dad.
If he wakes
Whiskey
up and
giant, if he
starts
wakes up and
barking.
Yes.
Or if they see, like, they test for brain activity and it's, like, all in the shape of, like, dogs running around.
Yeah, or if it's just on beat.
Yeah.
You know? If he's trying to find the beat, they'll keep
okay.
him alive.
All right, so you went golfing with my daddy.
Yeah, I went golfing with Brooke's dad. He's 81.
81. He'll be 82 in September.
81. And when you're 75 plus, you get a pass on everything in life. To me, that's the age where, like, if you start farting in public or
God, yes.
saying something ridiculous or mouthing off to your husband or wife, like, you get the full...
Cursing at strangers.
Yeah, to me, you're no longer held accountable to your faculties.
Sure.
You've earned it, to me, but...
He's still got all his faculties. He just can't
definitely
hear very well.
Definitely has all of his faculties. One of the smartest guys I've met. I've told you that. But he is also has a family that takes care of him very well, and your sisters. And so he's learned, like, oh yeah, I can get people to do some shit for me. And trust me, when that happens for me, I will abuse that to the end of time. I'll be like, well, you can brush my teeth. Come over here and brush my teeth. He's
You
not that
already
bad,
get pampered.
but, you know, we set up the time to get there. I get there and I get the cart and I'm over at the range. And I call him and I'm like, hey, everything's taken care of. Just come on over here to the range. I got the cart. We'll split a bucket, get loose. He was like, all righty, well, I'm here. Must have missed you. Would you mind pulling around to get me? Which makes sense. You don't want to walk those heavy ass clubs. And he's got fucking the highest end of high end.
Right.
He has no cheap shit. His clubs are probably $1,000 set of clubs,
I'm sure he's had them forever, though.
but they're good.
Yeah.
So I pull over, I pull up the club, I pick them up, and I almost blow my back out. It's the heaviest golf bag I've ever picked up in my
How
life.
did he get him in the car? Did they just stay in the car
I think he had someone put him in there,
and just left him there?
like Mike or Jim, somebody a couple weeks ago when we started talking about this, and they've just been in there.
That's the smart thing to do.
But, you know, I mean, he's had a little bit of, like, respiratory shit that we've been dealing with. You know, he's getting older.
Yeah.
And so he's putting on his new shoes, which, by the way, this man is an engineering genius. He found some brand of shoes that have a metal hinge on the back.
Yeah.
So you never have to tie your shoes. You don't even have to get the shoe horn or, like, you step down, the hinge undoes the back.
Yeah.
Foot goes in, whoop,
Yeah.
and it's secure as can be.
He was so proud of them the other day when he came over here. And they look like nice tennis shoes. I was like, I like your shoes, Daddy. Those are stylish. He was like, I have to show you how they work. He was like, I don't ever have to tie them. I was like, oh, shit, I need those for Gunner.
No, and he says straight up, look at that. I got Brian Pettit in the house. Champion Marshall. Champion podcaster. My high school legends on here. Listen, that dude is addicted. He's ready to podcast for life. That guy's a lifer, I can tell you already. You know who else likes it? Devin. Devin needs
They're
it.
good.
Devin's a ham. He wants the hair to be shown. It's so good and glorious. He likes it. They all do. And that, surprisingly, like, we've learned in podcasting, right? Like, you want to kind of find your niche. There's so many of everything. There's literally no, like, a softball podcast. And so that is why that thing is doing so well so quickly. Because there's nothing else. Not like that.
You didn't like my logo I made for it?
I love it. I think it's perfect. I sent it over to the guys. Devin was like, do we want it? That looks so professional. I'm like, I think that's what you want for the search.
Well, that's what I thought.
iTunes.
Right, and that's why I was like, I wonder if it's too professional looking, like too clean for them. But
for what you're talking, because I know your lingo. I know what you mean.
For like the cover art of the podcast on iTunes, on Spotify, on all that. You don't want it, I mean...
You don't want it blurry or not. You want it easily defined so people will find it.
Easily identifiable.
Yes.
And easy to read.
Yeah, but we're working out all the kinks. That show's going to have its own RSS feed. Will not, it has nothing to do with Married AF. It won't be on this feed. Have its own. It's its own thing, sons. So quit asking about it. All right. You want to know more about it? Tune in next week for the show.
It's going to have its own podcast feed. However, you're still going to be doing all the live streams from here.
Yes.
Our StreamYard shit though.
Yeah, we get approaching it. The limit for the free. Yeah.
But it's the 7th.
But it ends on the 9th. Our cycle's the 9th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're we get it all in.
Okay. Because I saw that come up when I went to create this one. And I was like, oh, it's the high school legends plus. Because, we do an hour a week. And then that one is 2+ hours a week.
That motherfucker goes longer than anything. I did not expect. Usually it's hard to fill time. But yeah, with that many people, it's not.
Yeah. And last night, I don't mind y'all doing it here because I can just have some time to chill.
Yeah. And it's fun.
But last night, since it's spring break and Gunnar's doesn't really need to go to bed at 8:00, like
he had the best time meeting the guys.
But yeah, when y'all were done and he came downstairs, because I was at that point, I had laid down in bed and was just gonna like wait for you to be done or whatever, because he was in his room. I'd put him to bed at that point.
Yeah, he was waiting to meet the fellas though.
And I guess he heard y'all wrap it up and went downstairs, and I looked on the camera in the kitchen. I was like, well, there's Gunnar down there with all the fellas.
Oh, he's kicking it. He's like, hey, bros, can I play on the team? He's like, I'll come practice with y'all.
I know.
And Marshall, he coaches 9U.
He's like, can I play on your team?
He's like, I'll bring you up to practice with the 9U kids.
Hey, when do they start non-coach pitch, like kid pitching? What Gunnar keeps asking me, and I'm like,
I think it might be 9U. Marshall, is that 9U if you're still in there?
I told him to ask Marshall. I was like, because he coaches his son that's a couple of years older. And
I think that's about when it would.
Yeah, I told him I thought maybe it was 10 or 11, but.
But yeah, so he was telling him that, and then Gunnar got to meet Jake from Town Lake, who I told y'all he's just a little muscle, and he made he hit the bicep for Gunnar, and Gunnar, well, of course Gunnar asked. Gunnar looked and was like, he's like, make a muscle.
He had a sleeveless shirt on, so immediately Gunnar has no filter, and he's like,
you see your muscles.
You have a lot of muscles. And then, like, I didn't see that part of the conversation, but after they left, he was like, Mommy, he showed me a trick that I can flex my muscles for girls and, like, do this, and then put my finger behind it and push the bicep up. I was like,
all guys know that move.
That's a good trick, buddy. Yeah, he's just learning it at 7.
But Jake doesn't have to do that.
No.
He's a little rock.
Neither do you.
No, never. I'm still shredded. Shredded
look
wheat.
Look at those arms.
Humongous. Look at them. Filling out. Just filling sleeves. Yes, beautiful. But no, it was a good time. We went and did BP the other night, and Turn around, hit both ways, put a video out. I was like, Uncle Randy still hits right, left. What do you want me to do? I'll hit from either side. You tell me which side you want the smoke from. I'll make that happen. I don't know.
Yeah, we were supposed to do Married AF Monday night since you didn't have a game. And then you said, fuck you, bitch. I'm going to batting practice.
Yeah,
and you
see,
punched me in the face.
Here's the deal. Y'all go back and check the tape. When we started talking about Uncle Randy unretiring, I remember that we had this chat, and you were like, no, I support you. I want you to have something to do again. I want you to push your competitive self, and you're a winner.
I know. But you were like, hey, babe, we don't have a game on Monday. Let's just do Married AF on Monday. It'll be great. And then you told me to go fuck myself. It's fine.
Sure, pal. Sure I did.
And no, it was absolutely fine because I mean, you weren't here all Monday. I barely saw you because you went to the office for your meeting, and then you went straight from there. Every other Monday, it happens.
God, you're absolute. That day, I was exhausted.
Yeah, you went to meeting in Atlanta for work. Then you went straight to Callahan's to golf with my dad, and then you came home.
Worked for a minute.
Worked for 5 seconds. We ate dinner, and then you immediately started. Oh,
that's right. Because the bat arrived. That's the whole reason. Because it wasn't supposed to arrive till Tuesday.
And the batting gloves for Zill.
And I was, you know what sent me over that edge? I don't even think we talked about this, but.
Well, I'm in your chat, so.
No, I'm talking about me and you.
What?
I got to thinking, so Zill's batting gloves arrived from Anarchy Bat Company. It's very nice of them. They're champions. I know how excited he was for those batting gloves, and I know if I was his age and a company like Anarchy sent some Bee Gees, you do know how impatient I am?
Baby,
I would be like, I'll meet you at your door. Those are for me.
Yes.
Babe, and then the bat, too, I was like, I can't. These kids, if I were them, I'd be all over.
You know I'm fucking with you.
No, you're not.
You would do the same to me, so I have to give it back to you. It was fine. Because it was I'm surprised that if any of his high school legends teammates are listening, the fact that he went to Atlanta, was in Atlanta for several hours, then went golf with my dad, came home, was whooped. We made dinner, like the fact that he actually rallied and met y'all out for batting practice in Woodstock.
It is surprising.
That says a lot.
Yeah, that's surprising. I'm an old man. We are old and settled in our ways. But that just
shows how much you care about those guys on your team. And and it was totally fine. I mean, I was tired too. All this fucking pollen it just makes me tired.
Yeah, I'm taking, I'm probably going to take Gunner to our next BP when it's like either during the day or we have lights this time.
Yeah.
He would love that shit.
God, he would. Yeah.
Where, like, especially if he wasn't in school. Like,
he'll want to hit, though.
I might try to do something tomorrow with a couple guys, see if they'll meet in the afternoon.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow, man, Friday.
We'll see. If it rains, fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll make it better. By the way.
It'll make it less dusty and polleny. The fucking pollen is insane.
Listen, I got to tell the listeners. Uncle Randy is getting recognized left and right now, sons. There's no anonymity anymore.
Well, now there's other witnesses. So, like, because you come home from anywhere you go without me, you're like, babe.
You don't even
people
know.
It's like I get the breakdown of like how many people recognized you and stuff, and I'm like, this doesn't happen when we go out together. Yes. So like I kind of half believe you. But Marshall and Devin have like confirmed that yes, people are like, Uncle Randy. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
It's not weird if
why
it's
y'all
people
gotta
I
feed
know.
into it.
But when I don't know, that shocks me still.
That's what I'm saying. Is the people of course, if you run into people you know, and honestly, like being at Hobgood, I would expect you to run into people you know.
But you said 5 years since we played there.
Right, but we also go there with Gunner. I mean, different sides of the park. But like you said, Caleb, Gunner's old coach Caleb, was one of the guys.
He's my buddy, though.
I know. But you said that was one of the people at batting practice, right? Okay. Yes. Yeah, so it wasn't like fans.
No, the other guy, I still don't know his name. I want to say he said his name was Scott Fox, maybe. I don't know. He said, "What's up, Uncle Randy? I've never seen the guy before in my life."
I think we have a Scott Fox on Facebook.
This guy was a fat guy, big calves.
We have a John Fox on Facebook.
Okay. But the day that the guys are telling you about at the park, That was weird.
Yeah, that wasn't Caleb and them. That was at your game, right?
Yeah, and it was guys on other teams.
Yeah.
So it could have been old teammates, but I wouldn't think they would
Like
know
old
to call me
teammates.
Uncle Randy because he was not around then.
Well, but maybe they became friends with us on Facebook back then, and just we haven't interacted much. And then now that you've evolved into this Uncle Randy, maybe now they are paying attention, or they just,
Maybe.
We've got over 1,000 people that are friends with us on Facebook,
Listen,
and it's fucking
Uncle
stupid.
Randy has a look that's unforgettable. Listen, I don't want to say that's not from me. Let me tell you, that's from a girl at Publix 2 days ago when I was getting my chicken poppers from the deli. She was like, "Sir, I don't know your name," and she's like a newer girl there because that's unacceptable. Most people know my name at Publix.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
She was like, "I don't know your name, but I know every time you have such a distinct look." I was like, "It's the bald head, it's the beard,
It's the gray beard,
the bulging muscles, and the tattoos." It's, what do you want me to do?
the huge wiener that you can see through my pants.
Huge print, the huge panther print, the huge panther print that's in my pants right now.
Okay, so you're telling me that the lady was hitting on you. I need to go.
No, she was.
Which one was it? What does she
was
look
not
like?
hitting on me.
What does she look like?
Listen, women don't look. Uncle Randy's not the sex pot in the normal physical way. The way it is it's an aura that people are like, I need. Let me sniff that.
Hey,
Let me be that.
That is true. The grown men in our neighborhood constantly tell me how good you smell.
Yeah, that's starting to drive you a little nuts. Like, all right, at first that was funny, but it just went a new level.
It's fine. I mean, like, if it was a bunch of women always telling me, like, oh, he smells so good. But it's like, I'm like, can y'all just make out and then get it over
Sometimes I
with?
tell them, look at Robert saying, when's the anti-Brooke merch coming out? Listen,
Anti-Brookie.
I've thought about, like a year ago, I was like, we gotta create the Aunt Brooke. But that just sounds bad.
It doesn't sound
I
bad.
think that
It
the
sounds
Brooke,
like,
all the smoke Fowler works.
well, Aunt Brooke is who I've been for 25 years almost.
Yeah, but that
To
doesn't
my nieces and
embrace-
nephews. That's what I'm saying. That's not my character. That's
No,
I
all
really
the
am.
Smoke is the real character. You don't have to act. You don't have to kick in to Brooke all the smoke Fowler.
That's just me.
You.
Yes.
And if any of my friends that know you, they will tell the truth that they're terrified of you. Grown men scared to death of you have zero fear in Uncle Randy. So that tells you the physical prowess means nothing. What are you doing, bub?
Okay,
You need paper?
you
Grab some.
paper. I just put some in the printer.
You creating masterpieces?
Yeah, grab some.
Hey, step in front of the camera, show them your hair, and then leave. The camera
Come over
right
here.
there.
Come over here to me.
Show them your glorious hair, and then walk out of here. Leave them wanting more, son. Leave them wanting more. So, yeah, the Brooke all the smoke. I think we could do something around that.
Look, there's anybody that says they're like, we have a couple friends in here that say that I'm scary, but you fuckers know that I also adore all of you. And there's nothing to be scared of.
No.
Just don't fucking cross me.
There is reason to be scared. There is reason.
There's only reason to be scared if there's reason to be scared.
Yeah.
If you cross me.
McCollum just commented on here. He's a good buddy of Uncle Randy. He coaches girls high-end team in Alabama, softball team. He's had 1,000 surgeries in the last year. How many surgeries have you had, sir? Are you okay? What's going on?
You just spread yours out over 6 years.
I do.
Robert said my logo would have knives.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cutting people left and right.
Yes.
That's definitely the way to go. But yeah, so then today I go in to get my horrible left eye looked at by the eye doctor. And the lady working the counter, which of course those ladies love Uncle Randy. I mean, you know that. Dad
Well, we're
is our
friends
friend.
with, yes.
But then the ladies,
And they're all so sweet. I love them too.
and they love us both. They
Yes.
listen to our show.
Oh,
They're
my. Yeah.
super supportive.
I forget that they listen to
They were
our-
talking about it like they had a room full of customers, and they were like, "Oh, we're talking about your podcast the other day." I was like, "Oh, that's inappropriate."
with patients in
makes
here.
me feel weird. I'm like, "Oh God," because I know they're gonna go pull it up when they get in the car. They're just gonna hear big veiny cocks.
That's, yeah.
But
honestly,
if you make it through the intro song, that's about as bad as it can be. Big veiny cocks.
I know. Well, no, I mean, we talk about a lot of naughty things, but that's why, like, I mean, there's a lot of situations where, like, we could promote our podcast more, but I just don't because I'm like, I almost feel like it's inappropriate for somebody that I just met to be like, oh, go listen to our podcast, because then I feel like they think that we're like hitting on them or something.
It's a balancing act. Like I'd rather than find it,
yes, or like
word of mouth,
or just
that's
like
not us.
Naturally come up like in our conversation of like becoming friends, like, oh yeah, and we do a podcast, and the fact we both have it tattooed on our bodies in a pretty visible spot, but like. Yeah, it's just that it's weird to me that like most people are like fucking promoting their podcast every second, and I'm like, we probably would be making more money with this shit if we just like talked about it to everybody we knew, like Jason Alme does.
Yeah, well, those guys also are smart, and they go like Patreon and shit. We've never done that.
No, yeah, Patreon.
That's actually the smarter way to protect them, as far as like, because people are only going to do that really want to hear it.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have the risk of people. We just don't care because we've said plenty of outlandish shit.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I don't know. It doesn't feel good to me to make people pay to listen. I get why
I don't pay for a fucking podcast, and I never will. So
I do.
I get it. I don't.
There's one $5.
I do not.
Because they do a lot of extra shit that I wouldn't be able to hear, and it's True Crime Obsessed. They're amazing, and they really fucking like. They do what I wish I would have thought of. Is they literally just do a podcast reviewing and talking through all of the documentaries, the true crime documentaries and the series. All the Patreon ones are all the series, like Don't Fuck with Cats and Lorena and all the longer ones. But yeah,
well, I want to know
because I love talking about shit that I watched.
If any of the folks in
I gotta get a beer.
You could just go to the beer fridge.
I know,
right
but
there.
I can't leave my headphones on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we do have a beer fridge now in this fancy studio. But I was going to see anybody in the chat if they have had the vaccination yet. No, I'm still good. Wanted to get some more feedback on it. I've got a friend on Facebook, just got the second, the first.
Well,
and Brenda.
Houdini's wife just got hers.
She got the first shot, and within 12 hours, she said she felt worse than when she had COVID. And she had to still get a vaccination.
Mrs. Houdini had COVID?
No, this is Brenda Dwyer.
Oh, I was telling you, I saw on Facebook that...
Yeah, I saw she did too.
That she got the shot. Why did she have to get the vaccine if she already had it? COVID.
I guess it could be a work thing. A lot of work. They're doing the you don't have to do it, but we highly recommend
but you can't come back unless you do.
And we might put you on...
leave.
What's the word? Furlough.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Furlough is basically like you're fired, right?
All right, so Pettit has had the first shot. Pettit, did your wiener fall off?
Or did you die?
Or yes, did you die?
Second shot in a week.
Pfizer. I've heard the Pfizer. Did you hear the story about the
McCollum's
guys?
wife has had both.
Well, she's a nurse, star.
Yeah.
So
I think everybody in healthcare has gotten it.
Yeah, Star is the one that challenged the high school legends to play fucking championship level girls, and we all declined immediately.
Yeah.
And no chance am I playing these fast pitch champion girls. No. I don't want the smoke. That's what I said on the show, and I'm sticking to that.
Yeah. Skill is getting his on Saturday.
Oh, shit, Skill. If that wiener falls off, you better tell us.
No, Robert said because of the mutation and the super strain that will be coming, the mutation of that strain. Oh my God.
He's absolutely right.
What's the one that it was making me laugh so hard the other morning on Good Morning America? Like it was after I'd like dropped Gunner off at the bus stop or something, but like it was like oh God, what the fuck were they calling it? It was like the monster mutation or like the mega. It was like whatever the newest one is.
What they do though is they made, of course, this is the bullshit.
They make the name so scary.
Where they patronize black folks in the most ways. Of course, they're like, the African strain is the one we don't want. Like, that's such
I've
bullshit.
never heard of them calling that.
Yeah, we got the UK variant right now that's supposedly the most dominant.
That's the one, but they were calling it like the mega mutation or
no,
like
the mega one is the one from Africa. So of course, it's just ridiculous. And like Robert said, it's never ending. It's fucking incredible. It just blows my mind. They're already talking about youth sports now, that's the real super spreader. Like the CDC, this horrible
Okay.
lady that's
However,
leading the CDC now.
We've been going to youth sports since they allowed us to come back. In what, August? When did we finish his baseball season that got fucked by COVID?
And
August?
they opened it back up a few months after for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it was like July, August that we finished it. But like we've been going to youth sporting events since July, August. And I haven't heard of one like COVID related like cancellation, like
no. These kids are all over each other. Our son does not know personal space like any other kid that's his age, and there's been no problem. Listen, I don't want to say it because everybody's like, you don't believe in I believe in COVID.
It exists.
I just think we're being fucking lied to about a lot of the shit, and that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. You might not believe it. I think Robert's spot on, goddamn. They're going to keep it rolling along. Fauci just did another interview. That fucking turd goblin just said, just 3 more weeks. How many times are they going to say 2 or 3 weeks? And that motherfuckers are still going to believe it. What is wrong with you?
I know, because it's been, at this point, 13 months.
How many times can I tell you 2 more weeks? Because guess what? I can't tell that to my bill collectors. They still keep calling. It's fucking insane. It's unreal. Fauci has become a shell of fucking medicinal practice. It kills me. CDC director, never seen they want people scared so bad. You want to know my opinion? I'm done with the shit.
Double mutant. That's the one they were calling it a double mutant.
The double X-Men mutant.
And it was making me think like, oh my God. They're trying to make it like a supervillain.
Yeah.
Like this fucking, like they're just trying to make it sound, it's not just a mutation, it's a double mutant.
Listen,
mutation.
and I get why guys like Pettit have to get it for work. And I get why people that
is he a
feel
cop?
like
What is
me,
he?
that feel like me, but they still get the vaccine because they just want to get on with their fucking life. Just please
is that Danny
leave me
Pettit?
alone.
Who is that?
No, that's Brian Pettit. Danny Pettis. Pettit.
Okay, same fucking thing. What does Brian Pettit do?
I don't know what he does now.
You said, oh yeah, I understand he has to do it for work, but
No, he said he travels a lot. That's why he got it.
Oh, okay.
I know Brian Pettit's a millionaire though, so who knows?
Is he an operative like Cole Hauser?
I don't know. I don't think he's an operative.
It was just like they were just hammering this double mute. We just don't know.
Environmental science. That's right.
Wow, fancy. Ooh,
That's weird that
by the
one of
way,
my friends is doing smart shit.
environmental science was my favorite class in high school, by the way. And that's the class that we watched Soylent Green.
Hey, Brian Pettit's one of the first guys I ever tried pot with.
You tried pot. You are such a bad pot smoker.
Yeah, when I took
pot.
I took a marijuana. First time I took a marijuana in college.
First time I took pot.
Yeah, it was like a group of us that were, it was like our pledge class. I remember Joe Barron. I think this is hypothetical, of course, because these men have never touched an illegal drug in their life. I'm just putting their names there for entertainment purposes. But I remember trying to drive back to the house and going just like the fucking
4 miles an hour.
So paranoid, and then got so violently ill when I got home.
Yep.
And I've tried the marijuana a few times since then, and it always ends the same.
Mm-hmm. It's always the same. Yeah, that sounds like something I should be doing, environmental science.
By the way, Chris McCollum.
It sounds very crunchy. I like it.
Chris McCollum has had the most vile puking I've ever seen in live personal experience. I've seen a lot of people puke.
Where's your brain going tonight?
It's just seeing all these buddies of mine reliving stories.
He also said that's what happened to the Ninja Turtles, the double mutant. It is.
What was the rat called?
Splinter. And Shredder was the enemy.
Yeah. But I think that was, it may have been a bunch of our first times trying taking the pot. And I remember being like, this is the craziest shit.
How old were you though?
19.
Oh my God.
I didn't even drink when I went to college.
Oh my God.
I didn't drink till like my junior year. I drank Mountain Dews. I was known as the guy that brought a case of Mountain Dews to the parties. Marshall didn't drink till his 7th year in college.
Till his
He started drinking his 7th senior year, finally.
Oh my God.
But I never drank a drop till it just wasn't. I hated beer. I still am
You
not
didn't
the
drink in
biggest
high
beer.
school?
No. God, no.
I drank in middle school.
One time I got into some wine with Weissmiller and his horrible damn leadership skills, even though he was younger than me. And we drank a bunch of my mom's horrible wine.
Yeah, I used to steal liquor out of my parents' liquor cabinet and walk to parties in middle school when I was like 12 and 13 and get hammered.
No. Me and Robert just snuck out to go meet chicks.
And I think the first time I smoked pot, I was 13.
That's stupid crazy.
In the woods. And it was one of those things like, no, the second time, because the first time I smoked pot didn't really do anything, which is typical, honestly.
Oh, it did to me.
And then the second time was like, I don't know, a few days later. I was in the woods with some friends, and it was one of those things where like,
of course you were in the woods. This is the most like a terrible after school movie. The kids are meeting in the woods. They unbury their cigarettes and their marijuana doobies.
Where else are we gonna go? You're like, all our parents.
It's just so bad. Hey, let's meet in the woods.
It was. I lived right by a park. Right where I lived in Memphis was right by a park that then on the other side was my elementary school that I used to walk to when I went to elementary school. But then like we went in just the trees by the park and it got high. And it was one of those things where like we smoked it and then all of a sudden, like I guess I blacked out for a second and like I like came to and I was like sitting on a log and my friends were like staring at me and I was like, what?
Yeah. I got to chime in on this. Pettit's talking about Robert had the panty shredder apartment. Yeah, because he's smart. What he did, he'd go to all the dirty, dungy parties at the cabin and shit up the house just like we did, and then be like, I'm going to go back to my wonderful, clean apartment with the scented candles everywhere. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes candles more than Robert Owen. I don't give a fuck. You talk about
we've already talked about this on stream on
he
our
has
streams.
An issue. He burns more candles. And
how's your HVAC filters there, Robert? Do you
go in his apartment? There would be one on every table surface in the apartment.
That's like how you were until we fucking choked out our air conditioner.
It's fucking crazy.
By the way, I do have a couple candles that were on clearance from Bath and Body Works that are coming.
Oh.
Those are the really good,
that's where
good
Robert
ones.
Drops his money.
And then that's what I was about to say. He said he spends like $300 a quarter at Bath and Body Works. I'm like, I usually like get shit about every month. Whenever shit goes on clearance is when I get.
Let me tell you, I guarantee you, if somebody would do the research and do an experiment, that people, especially men that are into candles, every one of them, their parents smoked cigarettes.
Did Robert's?
Yes.
Yeah. No, you poor sweeties.
And everybody talks about like it's hard because me and Robert. Go ahead.
Does Robert wear a shitload of cologne like you too?
He wears a lot of cologne. He don't wear as much as Uncle, but he wears cologne.
And all the car air fresheners?
Yes. And he's the one that turned me on to Eternity. That was his signature scent through high school was Eternity. His fucking horrible Cutlass Supreme that was the best car ever because he was the first one with a car. It smelled like you doused that motherfucker in Eternity. And I loved getting in it. I'm pretty sure he did. He just soaked the seats.
Oh, McCollum said Chitwood's crib.
Chitwood's crib was just like Robert's, but a little more, because he was older. Like, I fuck older chicks.
I fuck women, not girls.
Yeah. Robert was my age, so we were like, we'll take whatever we can get. Chitwood was like, I fuck high-end women with careers.
Yes.
Come here. Chitty, rest in peace.
Yes.
Chitwood, my man. God, that dude, he never hosted shit at his place.
No, because he didn't want y'all to fuck it up. Smart.
Yeah.
Jesus. Y'all are disgusting.
Chitwood soaked in the cologne back in the day. And he was a guy, like, occasionally he'd smoke, like, Marlboro Lights. And he'd smoke them, but blow it so far away from him because he didn't want to smell like it, but he wanted to smoke them. So he'd be like, and, like, run away from it. He didn't want to smell like it for them hoes.
Well, that had to look ridiculous.
It did look ridiculous, but if you knew Chitty Love, because that was his nickname, was Chitty Love. He was all smooth, quiet.
Y'all all had some ridiculous nicknames. Chitty Love, Big Nasty, Vanilla Nasty. That's what.
Vanilla Nasty was the dance.
Why is it okay?
Vanilla Nasty is a dance.
How it is a dance. I thought it was
movement.
Okay, Vanilla Nasty also. I've heard Robert Owen call you that because
he's signaling to do the Vanilla Nasty when he says that.
Whatever. I thought you were
My
called
dog
Vanilla.
Was Little Nasty. I was Big Nasty. The Vanilla Nasty was the dance.
Okay.
Now you know. Which is funny because I've told all them, like, almost all my, but there's still little nuggets like that you're not even clear on.
Because it's ridiculous. Who
It's
cares?
a lot.
Who
It
cares?
is ridiculous.
I assume vanilla nasty because you put 8,000 vanilla air fresheners in your car.
That's a fair way to look at it. That or black ice. It's going to be one of those
But
two.
like vanilla's a constant.
I do love some vanilla.
And I do too. That's why I love you.
Oh, God. We had some turds, boy. Oh, Chitwood had the best hair. Solid hair. Solid set of hair. My God. Matt Hawthorne also had the good cologne.
Oh my goodness.
Alan was not the better looking guy of the group, though. Poor old Alan and our
Alan
group.
Smith. Can he get a more basic name, please? John Smith would be more basic.
Not a very good looking man. Most of us were solid looking young men. Alan was pretty rough.
Okay, Brian Pettit said Alan Lee and his Lexus. That's my ex-husband's name.
That is.
Different Alan Lee.
Yes.
And spelled it different.
Hey, Whiskey Giant's got vanilla air fresheners all in his rig.
Yeah, of course. Vanilla's the best. It's my favorite. If I don't get vanilla, it's like something that has vanilla in it.
Here's what's
usually
funny, though. We had a guy in our group that was so out of place, old Watson, and he had all the drugs. He was like followed Fish, loved Grateful Dead, amongst all these like athletes.
So hippie, crunchy guy.
Yes.
But
had all the drugs. Like
it's usually one of those sprinkle.
You could go up and he'd have his briefcase of every drug.
Briefcase.
It was incredible.
Did he have a trench coat?
He had every
What do you want?
You want some acid? Got the acid, sons. You want Molly? Molly all day. Pull this out of my pocket. Just trust me. Take this.
We didn't call it Molly back then.
It was ecstasy, right?
Right. Or MDMA.
No, I think we called it ecstasy. Yeah. But, I mean, he had everything. Yeah. And it just didn't fit, but it kind of did fit because he was like our one guy that had all the drugs.
He monopolized that market.
He did. Smart.
He was like, these fucking jocks don't know anybody with the good shit.
No.
I'm going to get in.
That's a constant stream of revenue.
Yeah. And they want to get fucked up. They have all these douchey frat parties.
Let me tell you, Eric Patterson came in with my group, and he was like Eric. We've been snowboarding. He's still our good friend.
Yeah.
Poor sweet Eric. He comes to UNA like on an academic scholarship, like almost like a boy genius. He shows up. He looks 12.
Doesn't he have like an engineering degree?
No, he does medical sales.
Oh, for some reason I thought he had.
But he came there to UNA on like a full academic, brains, genius kid.
And you ruined him.
No, Marshall Parrish ruined him. Marshall Parrish got him where he did. He had a girl that let him do the first butt sex ever.
So that's who he got pregnant.
No, because that's in the butt. You can't get him pregnant.
No, what I'm saying, I thought that he also did it in the other place where you get him pregnant.
Oh,
maybe
he has a kid that's
I know that's
a standout athlete, but that was
later.
He got through college. But the point was, he left being an academic, started loving to fuck. Didn't do that till he got introduced to the MP.
Nothing's
the
wrong
Van
with
Wilder
fucking.
of UNA.
Why does fucking have to like?
Because if you're a kid that's never fucked, and then all of a sudden you come to a place where you can fuck, and you don't have to be home at 9, you fuck everything.
And you stop studying.
And you stop studying. Yes.
You say fuck the grades. I want that post.
But it's just what's funny to me about that isn't the fact that happened because dudes will give up everything to fuck. That's just normal. But the fact that he so quickly abandoned his whole career of academia.
He could have gone
because he's
places.
a very smart guy, and he was.
What was his major?
I don't even remember. He was like a 4.2 student coming into college, and just like everybody else, I think like his first semester is like a 2.8.
I did not do well in college. I had a 4.0 coming out of high school. It was 4.0 out of 5. But that's still good. And I got to college and ended up withdrawing half my classes. Like first semester was like so hard. And
partying.
It's so hard. New Orleans is right there.
Now as a parent, looking back on it, it really makes me question, especially the parents that actually like pay for their kids, which isn't mine. But
mine was with an inheritance,
and
it was gone.
Like, God, you get bamboozled because every kid that goes and you're paying for is they're just not, rarely is a kid going to go and just start doing well. Listen, went to Butler High School. Me and Robert both, Robert Owen. I went to high school. I was the least prepared for college kid I've ever known. And I was a straight A student. I had all this
Because high school
shit.
back then was bullshit. They didn't prepare us for dick in the 90s.
Didn't know,
Nothing.
And I still don't know. My grammar is still the worst. I still don't know when to use a comma. I don't know
he doesn't.
What is a semicolon and what is it for.
He doesn't. I honestly think most of my grammar, the reason is from my mom, because she constantly corrected me and it drove me fucking nuts. But you know what? I know how to speak properly and write properly. And I don't think it was from school.
It was not from my school because I got to college and they were like, oh, everything's a paper. I was like, what? What do you mean? And then I turned in my first paper and they were like, sir, Mr. Fowler, this was one long sentence.
And you have no capital letters, no punctuation.
I was like, I thought you were just going to get the premise and be like, cool.
I thought you were going to be like, oh, do you play football?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Or just like, hey, your ideas within the paper are good. No. They're like, I got my first paper back from English, like English 101 in college. And the teacher was basically like,
go back to high school.
We got to put you back in some remedial shit.
No, I just wasn't prepared. Like high school, I guess, just was, it was just too easy, I guess. They didn't really challenge me. And I don't know. I liked school in up until finishing high school. And then I went to college and was like, this shit is really fucking hard. Because I never, in high school, never once studied. Not for 1 minute, 1 second, never studied. And I got a 4.0 out of 5.
Yeah, I never did it.
Never studied. All I did was my homework, whatever I had to do for homework and whatever shit I had to do in class. And that was it. Like I never studied. So like you got to know how to fucking study when you go to college. Like especially
and how to take proper notes.
Like a 4-year university. And like I'm pretty good at taking note, but that's like it was overwhelming for me when I got to college. And yeah, I didn't do great. I mean, I took 6 years to finish college because I said fuck a summer school. And I graduated with like a 2.75, but I fucking graduated. I got my bachelor's, but it was brutal. And it was, my freshman year was awful. Like I remember like, you have until like April to withdraw. Yeah. You don't get your fucking money back. And I withdrew like 3 or 4 classes. My mom was like, what? But I remember I had like it was like a 30 something or a 40 in biology 201 because I was a science major, so I had to take the fucking harder biology, and I was like, I'm not getting it. I'm just gonna withdraw. Like it was so hard.
This question from Kevin: did you ever party at the Edge? I don't know what that is.
What's the Edge?
Is that Florence? The only place I remember was the Lion's Den because I got punched by Greg Chandler in a fight there, and it hurt a lot, and because, hypothetically speaking, one of my buddies may or may not have banged a girl behind the dumpster, consensual. Both were loving it. Mm-hmm. That's basically what I remember.
He said he worked there.
Okay. The Lion's Den, rascally. College bars, so much DNA, and it's a terrible, awesome place.
Honestly, like at LSU, I didn't even really go. So like back when I went to LSU in the 90s, the late 90s, 97, I basically went to LSU from 97 to 2000. My freshman year, lived in the dorm, all that shit. But I didn't go to the bars like in Baton Rouge. Like Tiger Town was like the place that you went to, like the fucking bars like Fred's and shit in Baton Rouge. I never once went there because I just went to New Orleans. Mm-hmm. I was going
That's probably what most kids do around there.
No, I mean, not most, you think, but like a lot of them just go to Tiger Town because it's right there. But me, because I was like going to raves and shit, I found my people that also like lived in the dorms at LSU. And so a lot of them were from New Orleans. So like we would just go to New Orleans and stay there all weekend and then come back and be like,
you see that comment from Star?
Sit at the bar and pee on it. Yeah.
It was so grossly glorious.
And yeah,
back on it.
Kevin says you didn't even need game to get laid at UNA. I think that's all like
everybody shows up to college and wants to fuck. It is the most. You're shooting fish for both sides.
Yeah, because by the time I went to Georgia, like I transferred to Georgia, I was 21 by the time I got there. And I lived in an apartment downtown Athens and went to those bars every single night. And that was like my more college experience then was in Georgia. Because like LSU, I was still in my like, let's go to raves and party in New Orleans every weekend. And then
let me tell you the
UGA was fucking let's do the college shit. I don't want Pink Whitney. I don't want that shit.
When we came to
I'm on antibiotics right now too, by the way.
We had she's talking about the pee on the bar. Listen, there's something about piss that will forever be ingrained in my brain from the basement of the Pike House. And it's a beautiful piss smell because it's like piss mixed with beer and...
You're about to make me real angry.
And good stuff. No, that's just what the way the basement smells.
Okay. So you're like, oh, the smell of piss. Blah, blah, blah. Then you just grow up and piss all over our bathroom floor and make it.
I think it is something from that. Maybe psychological.
You want our toilet room in our bathroom to smell like your fucking nasty frat house.
It was the basement. And yet, no, I'm not even allowed. The whole house was disgusting. We were animals. I lived in that house.
Cheers.
I can't believe I lived there.
Cheers to Little Nasty.
Little Nasty, rest in peace, the dog, yes. I lived in the Pike House at one point for 3 months with only half a door on my front door because Josh Turner ran through it.
Like his body?
And punched through it.
Did you have you had a saloon door
yes.
at your front door? And just all the bugs got in?
Oh, everyone got in, but it had half a door. Like I'd come in and be like, all right, night, and close my little half door.
Oh, your bedroom door,
yes.
not your, I thought you meant the front door to your house.
No, my bedroom door. So it was useless.
Why did you even bother? Your landlord wouldn't fix it?
We didn't have a landlord. That was the fraternity house when I lived in the house.
Okay, sweetie. Somebody is responsible for that house.
Oh, yeah, like the bank or whoever owned it.
The university?
I don't know who owned it. I mean, I don't know who actually owned Tanner Hall.
If it's a frat house that's on campus,
yeah,
the university owns it.
Yeah, Pettit. He paid another guy to live there because we all had to live there a certain amount of time to keep the mortgage paid and everything. Pettit, because he's a smart man, paid Greg Vaughn to live there because you know what? Greg Vaughn loved the shit. He loves living like that. I would go into the bathroom upstairs in the morning and listen, you cannot go and get prepared to take on the academic world at 19 when your day starts off with trying to take a shower and Greg Vaughn is taking a shit and smoking a cigarette on the toilet. You're just going to go back to bed, son, because your day it's a wrap.
Yeah. I mean, so I think I told you before that my ex-husband lived in an old frat house. So like they kicked a fraternity off campus at LSU for having a barnyard party.
Wow. Then they would have kicked us off.
Barnyard party.
Much worse than that.
Yeah. It was grotesque. And so they turned it into a dorm and he lived there. And the bathroom, like literally was, I mean, it was a frat house, but it was like, it was set up a lot like a dorm, but in more of a house. But the bathroom was like, they had a pole in the middle of the room with a bunch of shower heads off of it. And then just like a curtain all the way around it and like little tiny like Kleenex curtains kind of separating it. So it was basically like a jailhouse shower.
Our bathroom,
very
our
revealing.
bathroom upstairs, no person worth a squirt of piss would use that bathroom, and we all did. It had two shitters just sitting beside each other.
No
so
stalls?
Like, hey, bro. Boom. No stalls.
High five.
Two jailhouse shitters side by side.
That is jailhouse for real.
And then three.
At least the toilets were in stalls in that frat.
Then we had 3 or 4 like cut out showers like in our bathroom that are just forced in. 2 of those had shower curtains. The other 2 just had shower rings. No curtain on it. So you could just close the rings. Like spread them out so you feel like there's a curtain.
But there's no curtain hanging from it. Well,
No, there's no curtain hanging from it.
but you know, you could go to the dollar store and literally pay $1 for like a piece of like
nobody's going to do that.
shit bag. And that's basically what was in his dorm. And I was like at least in my dorm that was not great. And it doesn't exist anymore. I lived in South Graham at LSU. They literally tore that shit down. Now it's just a grassy hill. But the bathrooms, at least, like the showers were stalls and the toilets were stalls. And we had air conditioning because the first dorm he lived in didn't even have fucking air conditioning. We're talking Baton Rouge, Louisiana, did not have air conditioning. He was like basically under the stadium in a shoebox with no air conditioning. They were like, open the window. It's fine.
Yeah. The only hope you would have living in the Pike House is that you would live in it when Chris Coggins did, because he had OCD about vacuuming.
That's the one that would always vacuum and be like, Randy, sleep all day.
No, he'd walk around, shit, I'm vacuuming, sons. And it's like 3 a.m. He'd be like, shit, I'm vacuuming.
God bless you, Chris Coggins.
Oh, God. I remember when Marshall punched him in the chest. Thought he killed him. Sent him through the founder's room.
No. All right.
Poor bastard.
I don't know what you wanted to talk about tonight, but we're already at an hour, 6 minutes.
All right, I got a couple things real quick to get to. Let me see. Or did we get to them? Oh, yeah. So this is a great question leading into this. And this is just asking, hey, guys, I know you live in Atlanta. Are you Coke or Pepsi folks?
Coke.
Fuck Coke. They're part of the woke. Coke wokes. They're also like, oh, Atlanta, this is their hub.
Okay. No, people are boycotting Coke.
Because they are being all woke and supporting.
I thought it was
No, they are.
I saw some kind of news coverage, and this is how I half pay attention. It was like one of the it was like a big group of like black guys that were protesting something and pouring out Coke.
Yeah.
So I thought it was.
No, Coke and Delta both got pressured from the woke America.
Uh-huh.
Which you'll never hear me say with any seriousness about being woke. And buckle to the pressures of our federal government, which is trying. But here's the deal, sons. Listen, write this down, goddamn.
But I drink Diet Dr. Pepper, and that's both.
I'm a Pepsi guy. Mountain Dew, bro.
Well,
boom, done.
Yeah, but Diet Dr. Pepper is the only soda I really drink, and that is bottled by Coca-Cola and distributed by Pepsi, or vice versa, or both. Like, it really is both.
Yeah, but fuck all that. All right, these douchers, these companies, unacceptable that are buckling. And here's the deal. Here's what, if you want a synopsis, sons, you want to know what's happening in our country, this is it. Federal government is trying to take control of our election process. And the day that they do that and they take it away from the states, we're all fucked. Mm-hmm. We're all fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. So
we're fucked.
You need to know
how much of a difference is it going to make?
All of it. If the states have no control, our Constitution is literally written to make sure that states control their own destiny. Mm-hmm. That's why it is the way it is. They start federally controlling our election process, we're done. It'll be whatever the fuck they want. Fuck that. Uncle Randy, hell no.
But we're still both going to be like employed and working from home and raising our kids and...
Maybe.
Okay.
But our kids they'll no longer be called kids. We'll have to change their names to like respected people.
Gender neutral spawn.
equally suited individuals is what you will call your family members if this shit continues.
Hello, seed of no gender.
Hello, person of as equal or more value as I.
Person sounds very species biased.
Yeah. That's where we're headed. So that's what you're fucking with, all right? You want to get all damn super duper woke? No. You want a country that has no more states, and you want the federal government to take control of shit?
Okay, so you're Alex Jones in right now. That was a question about are we Coke or Pepsi?
And I say fuck Coke. Once they got woke. When they buckled to this fucking cancel culture, from now on, anyone that buckles to this bullshit cancel culture, you're fired from Uncle Randy's life. You're done.
Okay.
I can't deal with you. No one has any backbone anymore. Delta won't fly them. Don't fly anyway.
What about Home Depot? They're Atlanta.
Pay me to fly right now with this horse shit. That is a ticking time bomb. Did you see the fucking Spirit Airlines kick that family off because their 2-year-old wasn't wearing a mask while it was eating?
How are you supposed to wear a mask while you're eating.
They removed a family off a Spirit Airlines plane because the 2-year-old was eating yogurt without a mask on because you can't eat the yogurt with a mask on. But this doucher steward, because it was a guy, told them that they had to deplane, that they were going to make everyone deplane.
Everyone's exposed to your fucking
and so
virus-ridden child eating yogurt.
Both the parents were masked. They were following all mandates. 2-year-old was eating yogurt.
I didn't think you had to wear a mask if you were 2.
You shouldn't. Listen, I don't think you need to wear a mask any fucking way.
No.
I don't think none of this shit has curbed a fucking thing. That's just Uncle Randy's opinion.
What about newborn babies? You going to fucking mask up a baby in a carrier?
Yeah. But if that's the world you want to live in, where you can get deplaned because a 2-year-old doesn't wear a mask, then God bless you.
God, we're never going to see your fucking brother, ever.
No, I'm not flying with that kind of horse shit, son.
FaceTime him forever.
Listen, I'm sitting there in the eye doctor today, getting my horrible eye looked at, and they make you wear a mask, and I look up in the mirror to do the stupid eye test where you got to look back. There isn't a mask on planet Earth that's going to cover my face. I look so dumb because it covers this much.
Were you wearing that same disposable one that you've worn 800 times?
The one that I took from you, yes.
Yeah. Good.
I'm miserable. I can't breathe. My nose doesn't work well.
No, it doesn't even make a good seal on you because you got a beard.
It makes no seal.
No, you know what's funny though is that, I went to the dentist yesterday because I had a toothache and ended up getting a root canal today. But when I walked in yesterday and was like, hey, I'm here checking in, and they have no lobby. They make you go wait in your car. But she was like, do you have a mask? I was like, yeah, I just forgot because I'm going to the dentist where my mouth's going to be open like the whole time. Like, seriously. And to boot, one of the dentists that works there is deaf, and she relies heavily on reading lips. So she's coming in doing my x-rays, trying to talk to me. And I feel so bad because before the x-ray, the girl made me put a mask on. So I'm wearing a mask, and then she's coming in asking me questions. And so I just take it off because I'm like, I know she reads lips because I've been coming here for fucking 8 years. Yep. So I feel so bad for her.
It's pointless to talk to her. That sweet lady.
She's so nice. And she tries, she speaks as clearly as she can. And then you see her looking at you, and I'm like, it's not happening. Yeah. Randall can't fucking hear when somebody has a mask on.
I'm not deaf. If you talk to me with a mask on, might as well just stop.
I know.
I'm not hearing. I may say, cool. That's awesome. You could tell me, be like, oh, my father just died. And I'd be like, that's awesome.
She knows how to read lips. But you can't if somebody has a mask on. So fucking ridiculous. And by the way, when I step 3 feet from here, I'm going to have my mouth wide open and you're going to be looking at my teeth. Yeah,
I don't get it. But our dentist has got a face shield on, 7 masks, glasses.
He does mask
and a body condom.
Fuck up. And he changes his gloves 17 times when he's doing it. But yeah, I got half a root canal today and got to go back and finish it on Tuesday.
Our dentist likes to do root canals in segments.
It's really annoying.
He doesn't like to stick with you for long.
I thought that because I was there for so long today that it would be done, but I think he got all the painful shit out of the way. I hope.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go.
So, I never finished. This all started talking about golfing with your dad.
Jesus, that was an hour ago.
I know. And it stopped. For some reason, you took us off course because I would never do that.
Mm-hmm. You were talking about his shoes.
Yes. So his awesome shoes. So he told me that the thing he hates more than anything now in his life
is people wearing masks.
No. Is him having to bend over.
Oh, Daddy.
And I was like, I feel you. That sucks. I hate to bend over. Can't breathe. It's no good. But so anyway, we get him all dressed. We get out to the green or to the tee box at 1. And I'm like, hey, you want to hit from the whites or the reds? And he is such a proud guy. He was like, the whites. He's like, I'm not ready for the reds yet.
The whites, the women tees? The women's tees? Oh, the reds. Oh, he said he's not ready to downgrade.
He's like, I'm not in the grave yet.
Oh, good for you.
Literally, on the course that I go to, there's 5 feet difference.
Right.
So it's not like it's a big deal. But he is such
it's
a
such
proud
a pride
guy.
yes, that sounds
That's the same way
right.
he is about like, I'm not selling my house, I'm not doing that. Listen,
Right.
I'm
He's
fine.
got a fucking like 6-bedroom house. No business having that big of a
Some
house.
call it a mansion. And he's like, nah, I'm good.
No business. Yeah.
But he was like, I'm not hitting from the bitch tees. Which is basically what he said. He's like, I'm offended you would ask me. I'm not hitting from where the bitches
Do
hit
I look
from.
like I have a vagina?
And he was more appalled that I asked him. And I was like, I think that's a legit question. Because like we play with Ryan's dad. He hits from the reds.
Mm-hmm.
He's younger than your dad.
All of our friends' parents are younger than my
your dad
parents.
is a very old guy. He was still spitting out girls late in life.
Well, I'm the youngest. I'm older than a lot of people we hang out with. Plus, I am the youngest of 3 daughters, and my dad was almost 40 when he had me. So, like, it's like a double, triple whammy of like, yeah, my dad's as old as your grandparents because like
He's
all
still
this shit.
power fucking till late in life.
Yeah, because my mom decided when my sisters were, almost 10 and 12, that she was like, I want another one. And he was like, whatever you want.
Yeah, but my whole point of this is to let everyone know. So you got Uncle Randy, still a strapping young man, very muscular, very athletic,
Sexual.
and still a dominant athlete. And we get on the golf course, and I'm out there with a 100-year-old man who
81.
has been through everything you can be through in life. Still a better golfer than me overall.
Yeah.
He doesn't hit as far as me, which is he's 100.
But consistent.
He shouldn't, but he hits it straight. Mm-hmm. Just boring ass, perfectly straight, and mosey on down and hit it again. So there's no errors. He's like a bogey
He's not
guy.
making up for errors.
No,
he's doing is hitting it
one 250 yards, but also 100 yards
into the trees. Yeah.
He's going 120 and it's straight, and then 120 more, and then 60 more.
Yep.
So it's a lot like how he's very smart. So he's not going to make.
But that's just
he
how
does
he is.
engineering. So he's.
That's how he is in life. He's methodical and like consistent with pretty much everything.
It's this fucking drawer.
The fuck are you doing?
It drops on me. It just hit me in the shins.
'Cause you kicked it.
I'm screaming on no. It just hit me in the shins because it fell, and I'm yelling on the inside. It hurt like a motherfucker.
So loud. Oh, Jesus, that's so violent. Can we go?
All right, so now let me finish the story with your dad.
I thought that was your story. Sorry.
No, so we're on one.
Sorry.
I smoke one off the tee. Just beautiful. Probably 250 yards straight.
You went first?
Yeah, of course. And so I hit it, and he's like, ooh. He's like, very nice. He gets up, smacks it, maybe 125 yards, which is great. Fine, straight down the middle. But I'm down the middle, too.
Nice.
So he's like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
And then he hits one, his second ball, and he's still not quite to me. He hits it like another yard, another 100 yards.
Yeah.
But he's close, but he looks at me, he's like, this is too painful for you. Please help. So he's so proud that he's like, if me playing slower than you bothers you, tell me, and it won't bother me. I was like, God, no. Just wait. I was like, this is early.
This
Give
is
it
our
a minute.
first hole.
So we get to about hole 3 or 4, and I'm losing 3 or 4 balls. And I'm like, if this is too painful for you, you know that you can just tell me.
What did he say?
He just said like touche, like yes. Because that's just the game.
Yeah.
But I ended up having a great time with him. He finished 9 like a champion. And it was a very warm, hot day. And then we get a picture from Jimbo. Mm-hmm. Like an hour later.
Yes.
His ass is dead. He was wiped.
He went by their house and then slept in their chair.
But he's training.
Sweet daddy.
It's not just that he wanted to play golf. He's training for going up to his brother-in-law's, your mom's, and they're going to play golf in Virginia. So he wanted to do a test run to make sure he could
Uncle
do
Jim?
it. Yeah, he's going to play with him in Virginia.
Well, Uncle Jim, not my aunt.
No, but I'm saying that's where he's going.
Yeah, in New York.
So this was the barometer.
I didn't know he was going there.
Or he's going to play golf with, I think he said brother-in-law in
Uncle
Virginia.
Jim. They might be meeting in Virginia.
Yeah, because they're playing at...
That's the only brother-in-law he has.
Yeah, and it's the... they're playing at a course that's also a snowboarding resort in the winter.
Not Virginia.
Is it Virginia?
It's not Virginia.
Either way, he's going there. He's going to play with him.
He's from Virginia, but it's not Virginia.
And so I know once he told me that, I was like, okay, so this is your practice. You just want to see that you can do it, which is smart to do a dry run.
Yeah.
But he finished.
But he wants to like look good. Like, hey, I'm fine. I'm not
capable. I'm not going to fall out if I go play with this guy. He did fine.
I'm glad he's going up there to see Uncle Jim. And I'm hoping he sees Aunt Sue too. That's Mom's sister.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Aunt Sue, like, as much as they don't, whatever. But
yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and run out. We'll get out of here. So listen, everybody go to bidet.com. Use promo code MarriedAF. If you don't do it, guess what? You're not going to do it anyway. So cool. Just wait till the pandemic hits the 10th wave and you're out of toilet paper again.
Wait till the triple mutation hits.
Wait till the double African strain comes out.
No, I haven't heard one person call it an African strain. So you're the one fucking.
You'll Google that here in a minute and you'll apologize to me.
I'm just saying, like, I watch the news in the morning and I haven't heard them say that.
All right.
The internet's different.
We'll holler at you boys next week. And remember, go out on the golf course, pull your genitals out. Just pull them out while you're on there.
That's what it's for.
Do the helicopter, sons. That's what Uncle Randy does.
Did you do that when you were there with my dad?
No, your dad did it. Powerful.
Oh, my God.
Big wiener son bitch. Wouldn't even know it. All right. Go fuck yourselves. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Oh, my God. Bye.